Okay, I think we're live. Good evening, everybody. We are going to tonight, be discussing a powerful letter of the Rebbe. I think this is so applicable to everybody. So I'm going to share the screen. It's really, really applicable to the coronavirus time where so many of us are so upset and so frustrated, whether it's with the actual virus, whether it's with the economy, whether it's with our leadership. And it's a beautiful, beautiful letter of the Rebbe. I'm going to share the screen so you can see this inside. Okay, so the screen in front of you, you should have it. This letter was written in September of 1956. So the Igrot Kodesh, the Rebbe used to get thousands of letters. I think there's probably in the 23 volumes, more or less, there's probably around 10,000 letters, which the Rebbe printed and called the Igrot Kodesh. So Brooklyn, Shalom Uvracha, greetings and blessings. B'masha Kotev, the Rebbe is writing, B'masha Kotev, this that you write, b'michtavo in your letter, odot matzav rucho, about your matzav ruach. Matzav ruach is your attitude, your matzav ruach. So the guy was clearly upset, he was clearly frustrated, and this is the Rebbe's response. Yadua, it's known, sheyeshnam kama inyanim shemitziutam michutz la'adam. There are certain things that are not in our control. For example, when there's a coronavirus which hits the world, that is not in our control. There's nothing you and I can do about that. In fact, nothing anybody can do about it. Right? When there's an economic collapse in the world, there's nothing any of us can do about it. Then there is, second thing is, kama inyanim shemitziutam mi'al kol panim ba'adam. Then there's other things that are, they're things, their root is actually in you. And, it's a problem. But then there's a third kind of thing, בכמה עניינים שכל המציאות שלהם היא המחשבה אודותם. Then there's a couple of things that their whole metziut, their whole entity is thinking about it. In other words, the whole entity of these things are in your mind and in your mind only. So for example, if there's a coronavirus in the world, it's really a terrible thing. That's truly a terrible, terrible thing. But to be upset about it, to be frustrated about it, that is in my mind. To wake up in the morning and be depressed, to wake up in the morning and think, oh my God, I'm at home. What am I going to do? I need to be motivated. That's in your mind. To wake up in the morning and decide and to choose whether to be upset or not, whether to be frustrated or not, is entirely in your mind. Says the Rebbe, ואף שלכאורה, בשעת המחשבה אין נפקא מינה מהו תוכן המציאות של העניין. While you're thinking about it, what's the difference? What's the substance, where it comes from, which one of these three levels? אבל באמת לא כן הוא. The truth is that's absolutely not true. כי תמיד נמצא באדם כוח הבוחן את הרגשים שלו. Always in the person, there's this, so to speak, the כוח הבוחן, the power to determine your feelings, אמיתתם ותוקפם, their truth and their strength. ותוצאות בחינה זו פועלת על אדם. The results of this test affects the person. אפילו בעת שכוח הבוחן הוא בהלם בלבשון המורגל עתה, it's a Russian word that the writer must be in Russian, כיוון שהוא הלם שיש לו במציאות, I'm just going to finish reading the paragraph, מובן שמחשבות הודעתם כותב הם מסוג השלישי. It's clear, says the Rebbe, that this person who's writing him the letter, in his particular mind, his upset and his frustration and his depression, so to speak, all came from the third kind of thoughts. It came from thoughts that were built in my mind. Thoughts that I have full control over them. 100% control. In other words, most of our frustration and depression and upset and anger and animosity and moods come from this kind of thought. וביטול מציאות מסוג זה, to nullify these thoughts קלה יותר, is easier, ולא עוד, אלא שבא לפעמים תכופות גם בדרך ממילא על ידי היסח הדעת greater. Sometimes it's so easy, all you need to do, stop thinking about it. To think, it's impossible for me to stop thinking. I'm always thinking no matter what, but I could choose what to think about. That's called היסח הדעת. היסח הדעת על ידי סיבה חיצונית, ואפילו היסח הדעת על ידי החלטת האדם עצמו. It could be that I'm changing thoughts because of something that happened. Let's say something good happened to me, so I just stopped thinking about it. Or let's say I'm distracted We have so many distractions in our life all the time. Or I choose to change and to think about something else. It's also my choice. I can choose. I don't want to think about these depressing thoughts anymore. I don't want to think, oh, what's going to be? Is the world coming to an end? I don't want to think, hey, is the coronavirus going to end New York? Hey, are people leaving New York? Hey, is the world coming to an end? Hey, what's going on? I don't want to think about these depressing thoughts all the time. And so therefore, it's totally in my control. See, that's what the Rebbe says. That's his advice. In other words, you're frustrated, you're upset. I get it, but it's in your control. Continues the letter. What I said, you for sure know it as well. I'm not telling you, I'm not teaching you something new. Sometimes when these things come with by speaking about it and by writing about it, you hear it from others. In other words, you shouldn't be upset and you shouldn't be frustrated, and you shouldn't be angry, and you shouldn't have all these terrible, morose thoughts. What's called marash chora. But when I tell you about it and when I write to you about it, it becomes actually much easier. It is my hope that even with you, this will be the case. I'm attaching in this letter my general letter that I sent to everybody in 1956 for Rosh Hashanah. Maybe if we have time, we'll go through it. Or if anybody wants it privately, just email me or WhatsApp me. I'll send you that letter. In this thing, you'll find my hashkafa, my life worldview. A couple of points that you touched upon them in your letter. Der remez by hinting, or you'll tell me remez more than a hint. It fits also in the general outlook of life, not to make you upset and depressed. Using the words of our sages, which is a proof. Me'ot va'alafim. There are hundreds, if not thousands. They were upset like you. They were depressed. They were angry. They had no energy. And לפני זמן, a while ago, ובטל מצב רוח זה קליל מבלי להשאיר רושם כלל וכלל. But they worked on themselves, and now they have zero bad thoughts. מבלי להשאיר רושם means there's no impression left. There's nothing left from these bad thoughts. ומזה פשוט סוף הדבר גם בהנהגה לאלו שעדיין נמצא אצלם שיריים במצב רוח זה. And therefore I know there's hope for people who are still frustrated, who are still angry, who are still upset. There's hope. You can also abandon all these thoughts. It's in your mind. You see the nature of the world. We never share positive news. If there's a plane which goes down, so the world screams, oh my God, there's a plane that goes down, but the world doesn't scream about the thousands of planes that are great. When there's a coronavirus in the world screams, oh my God, there's 300,000 infected people in America, but the news doesn't scream about the 299,700,000 healthy people. The world screams, oh, there's, 100,000 people died from corona. The world doesn't scream, well, there's 290,000 who got cured from corona. Because by nature, if you want to share news, you only share bad news. So in the same way, nobody shares the news that they're cured from these evil thoughts. They only say, oh, those ones are depressed. We always publicize the least of the least, the bad news, so to speak. Continues the Rebbe, Vehine, Kol ha'amur le'el, everything I said before. Hube'im hayu skukim le'shakla v'tarya v'aspara ba'amur. It's only if we needed like a shakla v'tarya back and forth and an explanation. Aval be'itbonen. But if you contemplate and meditate, va'afilu be'itbonut kala, even with a small meditation, asher kol echad ve'echad meitanu alav lemalot tafkido be'olamo, zot omeret, that means. And here the Rebbe gives the best antidote, the best medicine for depression, for upset. You see, why does a person get depressed? Why does he get upset? Why does he get frustrated? Because you're constantly thinking about yourself instead of thinking about your mission in the world. So stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about your mission. La'arbot or, what is your mission? To spread light. על ידי החזקת והפצת אורח חיים מתאים להוראת תורתנו תורת חיים. There's a Torah which says how to live. You wake up in the morning, you say the modani, you say your prayers. If you're a man, you put on the tefillin. If you're a woman, you light the Shabbat candles. You keep kosher, you keep Shabbat, you keep laws. There's so many laws which make you happy, which give you the ability to spread light in the world. הפצה בחלקו בעולמו ועל אחת וכמה וכמה בסביבתו הקרובה. How much more so in your surroundings. הרי אין נשאר זמן פנוי. So if you're fulfilling your mission in life, spreading light, spreading goodness and kindness, there's no time left to think bad and evil thoughts and depressing thoughts. להתבונן במחשבות על דבר עצמו מסוג האמור במכתבו. In the manner of the letter that you write, that you're thinking constantly depressing and upsetting thoughts. So if you stop thinking about yourself, stop thinking about how I'm depressed and how I'm upset, and start thinking about what can I do for the world. One time somebody came into the Rebbe for a private audience and he said to the Rebbe, I'm depressed. And the Rebbe told him, take your depression and shove it out the window. ואף שבצעדים הראשונים לא קלו להחליף מחשבה על דבר עצמו, במחשבה אודות התפקיד לפעול בעולמו של הקדוש ברוך הוא. In the beginning it's very difficult. When you wake up in the morning you want to think, oh, I'm so miserable. That's what you want to naturally think. So it's very, very, very difficult to stop thinking about how miserable you are and to start thinking about what could you do in the world. You know, in the WhatsApp world, you open your WhatsApps in the morning and you have so many messages that this happened and that happened and this is so bad and this is so bad. It's so fun to sink into that misery. But you have to work on yourself, says the Rebbe, to think about your mission. When you meditate and contemplate and start your day determined to think about what can I do to help others, it will become easier and easier and easier. Specifically when you do this out of happiness. The foundation for the simcha is according to what the Rambam says. The Rambam says later on, I'll just bring it up over here. The Rambam says that the trick to happiness is by stopping to think about yourself. Stop being arrogant. It's in text 2 in front of you. Stop being arrogant. Stop thinking, oh my God, what can I receive? What can I get? And start thinking about yourself as being a humble servant of God. The more you stop thinking of yourself, the happier you will be. The more you start thinking about your mission in life, the happier you will be. The more you start thinking, what can I give to the world, the happier you will be. So to end off in our coronavirus time, where people are so upset and so frustrated and it's so many challenges in life, wake up in the morning and think, how can I make the world a brighter place? How can I spread goodness and kindness and light into the world? And that will help us be less miserable people and more happier people. Hope you have a wonderful night. Hope you enjoyed this. Next week is the 26th yahrzeit of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. So that's why we're learning some of these letters, which we'll learn more of in the coming days.